Welcome back, continuing the news. Prime Minister Andrew Holness hit the campaign trail in northeast St. Ann on Wednesday to help drum up support for Marcia Smith, who has been selected to replace the late Member of Parliament Shahini Robinson. But the trip was not without hiccups, as the Prime Minister was given a reminder of the difficulties that lay ahead in this election cycle due to COVID-19. We have more in this report from Dwayne Anderson.
If it wasn't clear yet, Wednesday's activities in northeast St. Ann was another reminder that a general election is very close. The JLP leader Andrew Holness was greeted by scores of eager supporters clad in green. But this comment by the Prime Minister is a reminder of the challenges the two major political parties will face with COVID-19 in this election cycle as they try to mobilize and energize their supporters.
The other thing is we have to do the social distance. We're too bungalow now.
Mr. Holness insisted that he will continue to set an example while on the campaign trail because he doesn't want anyone to die for politics during the pandemic. The JLP leader, however, acknowledged the link between the pandemic and politics going into the election. He argues that the country will have to be rebuilt following the effects of COVID-19.
The mission that we are on is to recover stronger. The mission is to build back better. We are going to create the new Jamaica. Day by day, Jamaica is changing, and you are a part of that change. And I'm very humbled to be your servant in change.
The JLP leader also used the moment to introduce Attorney-at-Law Marcia Smith to the JLP supporters in northeast St. Ann. She is to represent the JLP in the seat that became vacant after the death of long-serving Member of Parliament Shahini Robinson.
You would have met this beautiful lady. Marcia! She is committed to working just as hard as how Shahidi did. She has committed to be present with you just as how Shahidi was. She has committed, and she don't have to commit to this one because she's naturally a caring, loving person. And I know that you have become accustomed to a representative that is not just an official, but a representative who is like mommy.
This place is going to see you in your dreams and not in your nightmares. I'm happy to be here to represent Northeast St. Ann. It's the pearl of the St. Ann parish, and together we will continue the journey that we have begun under the late Shahini Robinson, a journey that speaks to our country moving towards a place where we remain resilient in the face of adversity.
The Prime Minister during the trip to St. Ann also made calls on members of the business community. Dwayne Anderson, TVJ News.
Meanwhile, date or no date, the race is on. It's the view of the opposition People's National Party as speculation mounts about a general election. The Prime Minister continues to downplay the reports, but PNP co-campaign director Peter Bunting insists the party is ready.
The date for the impending general election rests with Prime Minister Andrew Holness. Of late, he listed the economy and back to school as priorities to any election, but still stoked supporters that something is in the air.
Everybody have it in their mind that something is going to happen. You feel it?
Yes!
But PNP co-campaign director Peter Bunting says he is not influenced by the utterances.
Although the Prime Minister has been giving mixed messages, clearly he's on the campaign trail now.
Amid the Prime Minister's election comments on various platforms, the opposition leader has criticized the current administration on back to school, COVID-19 and crime. In spite of this, some believe the JLP leader is more popular with the public than the PNP's president and so stands the better chance of a victory. But Mr. Bunting sees it differently.
If the population sees an election of a government and a Prime Minister as a sort of beauty pageant or Mr. Congeniality, then that is one issue. But if they're looking for an administration that will perform, then I think the challenge for us is to point out the failings of the administration and what we would do to once again rescue the country.
He says the party is not just about criticizing, but is in an advanced stage of preparedness. A meeting is scheduled for this Saturday with candidates and campaign managers in anticipation of an election date. But questions about the unity of the PNP are still swirling following a bruising leadership challenge in 2019. There have been suggestions that an independent PNP candidate would be on the ballot for Northwest St. Anne, where Dr. Dayton Campbell, a Rise United supporter, is now the MP. Mr. Bunting dismissed the idea as just persons trying to cause confusion.
There is no such thing as an independent PNP candidate. We made it very clear to everyone that Dayton Campbell is the PNP's candidate. He has the 100% support of the entire leadership of the party. He's very strong in the constituency. All the polls, all the canvasses, everything we've done suggests that he should win comfortably.